Good afternoon. First of all, how do you reflect on Monday a few days on, and how big an opportunity does this weekend pose to get those top four?
Monday is gone. Really looking forward to play in front of our fans tomorrow.
And what learnings from Monday?
That we have to play better and we have to compete much better than we did in the first half.
And tell us about the injury news. We know there'll be no Kieran Tierney.
Yeah.
No Thomas Partey this weekend. When is there a chance you'll see him again this season? What sort of state is he in? It was a little bit ambiguous.
It is a little bit ambiguous, but he has a significant injury, and we'll have to keep assessing him. But he will be out for some weeks.
Some weeks, but not all doom and gloom, perhaps.
It could be, but it could not be the case because it's an area as well where he had a previous injury as well, and he felt it straight away, and he's not fit.
And how's Kieran? Because he played twice for Scotland, didn't he? 180 minutes. I'm sure he was desperate to play for his country. I'm sure he's desperate to play every game for you.
Yeah.
But a player who's had injury problems like that, I mean, how difficult is it to manage him? Should he maybe have just been looked after a little bit more, because it's a crucial few weeks you've got coming up, and he's now...
Our responsibility is to look after them when we have them here. Once they go to the national team, in this case is the job and responsibility of Stick like to decide the team that he believes is the best to win the games, and we have to try to have good communication with national teams, which we have, but these things happen.
It gave an opportunity to Nuno Tavares on Monday night. He only lasted to half time, and it's happened to him before. But this now gives him an opportunity to prove himself, doesn't it?
Throughout your career, you have to go through difficult moments. He had some really good periods when he arrived at the club, and he was playing many more minutes than he probably was expecting. And that's the development curve of a player, that especially at that age, is not like that. It's very much with up and downs, and we are here try to help him and make his career better, and that's what we want.
Do you feel he's ready for it?
He's ready and he's willing, and he will be disappointed, but it's part of the job. At the end, we have to make decisions to try to win football matches, and there is nothing personal there.
And I guess the Congo as well may well get a bit more game time in the next few weeks. Again, he's somebody else that hasn't maybe played as much as he would have hoped.
Well, he played quite a lot in the first part of the season, but obviously when you go to once a week because you don't have European football, it's more difficult to share the minutes because the minutes are less, and there are players that they haven't had a lot of chances to play, so great opportunity for them to show what they can do.
And I also about Lacazette as well. He's not scored in open play since the beginning of December, and I guess while you're winning, that's all right, but the scrutiny becomes a little bit sharper, doesn't it, when you're not? So what do you do with that striking situation? I mean, you've got 9 games left. It's kind of still there for the taking for you.
You evaluate things when you win or lose. It's not what we do, it's not our job. And Laka's contribution to the team in many other ways has been phenomenal. And of course we want the strikers to score goals, and we know that, but when we are winning the games as well, we know that, and we require them to do that. So nothing has changed there.
So a very tiny setback for you, but still very much believe that you can finish in the top 4.
And it would happen, and it has happened with 9 games to go, and we have to react now. It's down to us, and we have to show tomorrow the energy, the commitment, and the passion that we want to play that game tomorrow in front of our fans.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. We'll go to Emma from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikael.
Hello.
How has training been this week?
Very good. We have to lift the players up, and we have to first recognize why we lost the game and react and move forward, as we always do. When we win, we move forward. Now we move forward, and we have to be in constant move, and the players are ready for tomorrow.
What are you expecting from Brighton on Saturday?
What they normally do, a team with a lot of personality, a coach that is very willing to play, that is really aggressive in the way they press, that wants to dominate the game, and they has good players to do that, and but they are really difficult to beat. They don't concede a lot of chances and opportunities in open play or set pieces, and they are a threat.
What is your opinion on Graham Potter as a manager?
Really good. I really liked him since his previous jobs that he had before, even before he went to Swansea. I follow him, and I think he's a really, really good coach.
Your home record has been quite good this season, only behind Man City and Liverpool. Does that give you confidence going into home games?
We love to play in front of our fans at the Emirates, and we want to use tomorrow the opportunity again to show them, to perform, to play well, and then win the game.
Thanks, Emma. Go to Ian from TalkSport.
Hi, Mikael. How are you doing? All right?
Good.
You've only scored 1 goal in your last 3 games. Brighton have only scored 26 goals all season. This doesn't suggest that it's going to be a goal fest.
You never know in football. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But obviously, we want to score more goals. We're certainly creating the chances to do so. But we have struggled in recent matches to put the ball in the net and be more efficient in the opponent's box. And tomorrow is something that definitely we have to do, because Brighton is a team that doesn't concede much.
Is the lack of goals generally a concern? And regret might be the wrong word, but if you did things differently again, in letting Aubameyang go, would you have kept Balogun?
I haven't heard that question in the last 6 weeks, so I already forgot about that question. But just the timing when you remind those questions, it's always after a defeat, and I don't like to comment too much on that.
Well, you haven't lost many games in the last 6 weeks, have you?
That's why we don't get asked the question.
There we go. Nuno Tavares, when I saw him play against Aston Villa at home earlier in the season, he had a really good night. He was strong going forwards. There's undoubtedly a player in there. So how do you get the player out? Because obviously his confidence after Monday won't be amazing.
Well, and his confidence probably because he wasn't playing a lot of minutes as well. He wasn't at his best, and he needs the rhythm, and he needs the competition, and he needs the understanding with his teammates. We have to help him to do that, but at the end of the day, during a match, you have to decide if something can change the game and how can we make it better. And on Monday, we made that decision.
So with you going for top 4, how do you balance getting confidence into a young player like that and helping him on the next step of the ladder?
I don't have one. I have the youngest squad in the league. So it's in many positions, in many situations. So we have experienced that. But the best way to do is give them belief and let them experience that when you feel that they are prepared to take the challenge.
And last one from me on Kieran Tierney. Obviously he's out for the season. Scotland are going to have a big World Cup playoff in the summer. First against Ukraine, then maybe against Wales. Are you ruling him out of any chance of playing in those as well?
I don't know, Ian. He just had a surgery yesterday, so it's very early to understand how everything is going to develop, if he's going to be out for the period that we estimate or not, and in which condition he will be after that period. I think it's too soon to be able to say something like that.
Would you be disappointed if he rushed himself back to play in those games?
I think the player has to do the maximum that he can to be in the best possible condition as quick as possible. And I'm sure Kieran will do that. And once he's there, let's see if he's able to compete and with what kind of risk or not. But I'm sure he will do that.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. George from BBC.
Mikael, hello. Just in terms of Monday, the performance and then the 2 injuries, I mean, how damaging has that 24 hours been potentially for you in this season? Because they're 2 significant players, and it wasn't the performance that you've seen from...
Embrace the challenge. You lost, now you want to win. It's hurting, and it's still hurting. We lost 2 big players, really important players for us in the team, for sure. But we're not going to have them, so we cannot be crying for that because they're not going to be available for us. So we have to find other solutions, and we have to still be as good and as competitive as we have been.
You've had to sub Nuno Tavares twice. I think in the Forest game you had to take him off early. Have you spoken to him this week, just individually between yourselves, and how is he and how does he feel? And do you have a dilemma that you've probably got to play him for a bad run of form at the moment?
Obviously, I speak with the players and I spoke with Nuno because I care a lot how they feel, and we are here to help them and make their careers better. And that was a decision that hurt him, obviously, but he understands that it was for the benefit of the team. That I believe it was for the benefit of the team, and he respects that. And now he needs to react on that situation because it's a great opportunity to learn a lot in that period in your career.
In January, you let a lot of players go, Callum Chambers being one. I know it's easy with hindsight, but since then you won 6 out of 8. So have you left yourself short, or does this decision to let so many players go and the form meaning that you sort of justified yourself, if that makes sense?
I don't know. We have to justify. We have to make a decision based on what we see every day, on what how the players can contribute in the role that they have at the club. And if they cannot do it or they don't want to do it, we have to find solutions, and that's what we always try to do.
So you talk about solutions. You might have to move some players around potentially and play them out of position.
Yeah, and it's not like we don't have players. We have players. We are more short in certain players. Obviously, we pick more and more injuries, which is unlikely to happen because it hasn't happened in the 7 previous months in the season. Then yeah, but what can you do? Any team will be in trouble.
Okay, thanks, George. I think that finishes the broadcast section, so we'll say farewell to everyone on Zoom.